State right down the road in Tallahassee. Mike Norvell, really good example of what they were facing. Fans wanted a quick fix, but it's taken some time.
Man, I honestly am probably one of the biggest football maniacs right now, and with all the hype and how the season has progressed so far in Tallahassee, the sky's the real limit for Florida State. And despite many making fun of this historic program, particularly in the national media for the past decade, college football finally has a new contender on the block, and they wear the garnet and gold. Mike Norvell is not just a coach or some rah-rah guys to put in front of players that many portrayed him to be. He's turning into a real game changer. And in my belief, in 2023, Mike Norvell will lead the Florida State Seminoles to the college football championship. How could you not be excited as a fan when the whole state of Florida seems to be in a heater for sports right now? And if you guys are as excited as me, please remember to leave a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel, because it does help me out. More people get to see this, and we are so close to 5,000 subscribers and on our way to 10,000, so I'd greatly appreciate it. Going back to Florida State, they probably have played the most complimentary football out of any program so far, with them being the only team in the country that is top 15 in offense, defense, and special teams at 8th, 13th, and 10th respectively. And yeah, sure, they've had a couple slip-ups in close games this season, but they are dominating in every facet against their opponents, and there's no way in hell they should be ranked at only number 4. Like, to me, what I've seen so far in the year is just how gritty this football team really is. And ladies and gentlemen, that's the best part, especially in offense, because they haven't been playing their best. Like, to me, number 1, Jordan Travis has been looking hurt the last couple weeks, which is probably why he's been favoring his left side and why there hasn't been explosive plays. And number 2, the offense hasn't had to do anything special, especially in the last couple weeks and the opponents that they've faced. But man, they are running the ball so effectively right now, with FSU leading the country in yards per carry in the second half of the season. And that's probably the biggest positive thing you want to see right now, because Florida State is still building, its rushing attack. But now it really seems like they figured out what works best for them. And they're going to need it Saturday when they go against Duke and their awesome defensive line. And to me, while I think people give legitimate crap to the offense, Jordan Travis has been playing superb with multiple new levels, new weapons on offense, and overall just higher expectations for him. Like, why do you think Jordan Travis and Jared Verse decided to come back? Why do you think they went out in the portal to get Keon, Coleman, and Jaheim Bell? Like, guys, this is the year that you go for it. And I really believe through the first 6 games of the season for Jordan Travis that he really wants this. And Travis overall this year has been better in passer rating, has more yards, a higher completion percentage, more passing TDs and rushing TDs, and fewer turnovers than last year. And while I think he's maybe slipped down a little bit in the Heisman race, so far on the year, he's thrown for 1,482 yards, has a completion percentage of 63.2, thrown for 13 TDs to just 1 interception, and has a passer rating of 154.1. I mean, seriously, how could you not root for the guy? He's probably their best quarterback since Jameis Winston. He's a really great dude off the field as well, having been nominated for the Jason Witten Collegiate Man of the Year award. But damn, what really stokes me out, and this makes me really upset as a Michigan State fan as well, having been there, his connection to Keon Coleman has been nothing short of special. And I think because of better quarterback play at Florida State, Keon Coleman's playing much more into his true potential and really give an edge to Coleman's game, something Peyton Thorne could never do. And what I really love about Coleman, aside from the fact that he went to Michigan State, is just his playmaking ability and just what he does after catching the football. He's just so slippery sometimes, the way he moves for being 6'4". And on the other side of the field, you got Johnny Wilson, who was arguably Florida State's best receiver last year before Coleman came in. And I know he was out last week, and I know he had a couple drops early in the year, but the guy is Mr. Reliable when you need him to be, especially in big plays. And really with these guys, I think they're in the top 10 for wide receiver tandems in college football. I just love the competition between the two, how they're able to elevate each other and especially elevate Travis's game. And where the offense I think is most underrated but most valued now is in the run game, like I was talking about earlier, especially with Trey Benson. The guy is an absolute workhorse. He has twitchy feet and honestly moves like an Olympic sprinter off the rip. And it's why the Noles are 4th nationally right now with 473 rushing yards versus Power 5 opponents. And right now they currently lead the entire country with 6.8 yards per carry. They also got 2 other studs that run the ball, Lawrence Toafili and Rodney Hill. And man, I love Lawrence, dude, because he can literally carry dudes on top of his back. And also right now he's currently 2nd in the ACC in yards per carry with 7.13. And yeah, sure, a lot of that comes from explosive plays, but this offensive line that this team has right now is pretty freaking dirty. And I think if you're making a run towards the ACC championship, championship and playoffs and you have a ton of guys hurt on that offensive line and they're playing right now the way that they are, you're going to be pretty freaking dangerous, dude, when everybody's healthy. Like, especially in Norvell's creative play schemes, you know, in the screen game or getting Travis on the move. Oh, it's going to be so freaking exciting to watch, man. The only thing that I want to see more to make this offense like really complete and spreading the ball out more is to Kyle Morlock and Jaheim Bell, because those guys, big body, bloody brutes moving down the field. This offense is built at an elite level right now, and it has a lot of depth behind it to make a run, and I want to see another Syracuse or Clemson-like game. Maybe not all the stress of the Clemson game, but something just where the offense goes completely off, because they're capable of it, and I think we're going to see that when they make it to the championship. And other than a couple struggles on the defense defending the run, Florida State's defense is starting to take a mold, especially under year 4 of Adam Fuller. The Noles against Syracuse arguably had their best defensive performance this year, having only allowed 260 total yards and gaining 2 turnovers out of the orange, an interception and fumble. And I really think that we're finally seeing that defensive line that was talked about all offseason finally starting to come out. Seeing guys like Joshua Farmer, Patrick Payton, and Braden Fisk, the Western Michigan transfer, making huge plays and coming up with forced fumbles. Jared Verse slowly increasing his draft stock week by week. Look, and I don't know about a top 5 or top 10 defensive line, dude, and their linebackers are playing out of their mind right now. Kalen DeLoach, Tatum Bethune, DJ Lundy. Like, the physicality that these guys play with, specifically Kalen DeLoach on that strip sack against Clemson, was just so impressive, man. And like, you can tell these guys are starting to get more hungry and playing better in open field tackling. In their cornerback room, they have, I honestly think, the most trust in Fentrell Cypress. They leave him on an island and he's able to hold his own. I pretty much have every single opponent he's faced thus far, and then Jerian Jones on the other side has been playing pretty stellar as well. Renardo Green I'm also starting to really like. Like, it honestly feels like to me Norvell or Fuller lit a fire underneath these guys' ass to start being more aggressive and physical towards the ball, because like, I can't get enough of how many of these guys are starting to turn into ball hawks this late in the year. And really, this goes back to all the way in the beginning of the video when I talked about Mike Norvell. He's truly changed the culture for the better, and after long years of suffering, you know, after the last couple years of Jimbo Fisher and then really not having long-term success since Bobby Bowden, I think we're finally starting to see a program that is investing in itself, specifically like looking at facilities, treatment of their players, and just really how everyone on this team right now feels like a unit and they're all going in one direction, which is very, very different than a couple years ago. I don't know if they win the national game this year, but I know this for sure. I know they're going to be in it, and it's going to be against Michigan. It's going to be a tough fight, man. But even if they don't, you guys, this team is built for long-term success now. Mike Norvell has won in the transfer portal, in recruiting. Overall, he's just a well-rounded, respected man that I think is getting the most out of his players, and the guys love playing for him. I mean, he's getting some big names, guys. And the most important part, he's bringing back winning to Tallahassee, and I think that's something that we all need to get used to again and be happy about and kind of enjoy the moment. But anyway, guys, I hope you did enjoy the video. I really love Florida State and where this team's going and the potential that it has for years to come. Let me know what you think down below. I respond to everybody, but hey, I'm just a knucklehead that loves football, right? But anyway, guys, I'll see you next time. Peace.